World Skate or at the time USA Skateboarding was advocating it's gonna go against what we're trying to keep the authenticity of skateboarding, so we're gonna petition against having to wear helmets. And then as soon as somebody hit their head, they're not going to go to World Skate or to USA Skateboarding. They're going to go to Tony Hawk, and they're going to go, "Why'd that guy hit his head?" And Tony's going to be like, "I had nothing to do with it.
There are plenty other reasons. I have my own. I just had to have my autonomy. That's all.
I just think it's, even if it was a street contest, like nobody wears pads there. But if somebody did, you can't tell him he can't ride. That's insane.
Oh, okay,
like
but
Andy
anyway,
Anderson has a helmet on.
Back to
as it was, the three guys in a row at three different events hit their head. They made it a helmet rule, and then by the time we got to the Tokyo Games, the park was big and guys were going for it because this is the first time we are in the Olympics, and everybody wore pads at the games, whether they wore pads in the lead up to the games or not. So they can knee slide, so they could go bigger, so they could no matter how good you are at butt sliding, if you wear knee pads, you can go harder. You can fall forward, and if you're not wearing pads, you can go pretty hard, but if you fall forward, you're fucked. It's just like
right.
So I watched the Tokyo Games, and basically my reaction was like, I felt so bad for everybody because of pandemic, because like Keegan Palmer won the gold medal and he's like FaceTiming his dad. Like, I'm like, he should be hugging his dad. Like it's too bad that the stands aren't packed. And like, it just like was kind of a anticlimactic. And then getting back to my story of like how I got the idea to do the British thing. I started talking to people, the Olympians that had come back from Tokyo, namely Amelia Brodka and Lizzie Armanto, and they were both like, they both represented countries just like I do.
Finland and Poland.
Yeah, Finland and Poland, and who were like, them as American skaters.
Lizzie's dad's Finnish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Amelia is from Poland.
Yeah, so Lizzie's story is like Lizzie was riding for Team Finland, and they were supporting her bid for the Olympics. They built her the vert ramp that's in her backyard to this day because she was like, I need a training facility, and I'm not in Finland, so hook me up. And they built her that vert ramp. And Amelia Brodka rode for Poland and paid for her all her travel, everything to go to all the qualification events. The country did, yeah.
Nice.
The national governing body of that country. So the way it works is in every country, pretty much except for America, if you're a representative of that country's government gives money to the Olympians to pay for their bid for the Olympics. And so they, particularly those two, I talked to Carl Harris as well, and he was basically like, dude, if you had your stuff together and you went for it in the Tokyo cycle, you would have qualified. And I believed them. I probably shouldn't have believed them.
I mean, just Dallas from South Africa is the living example of that.
Well, that was the as I started to understand like the quota system and how that works. I mean, if there's nobody from your region, you're going to do it. But
as long as you go to the events,
right? But even skating for Great Britain, it's not like, I have to be the greatest British skateboarder, because a British skateboarder didn't necessarily have to qualify at all. Britain puts you as part of Europe. So I'm skating against all the Europeans. I had to beat everybody from Spain, everybody from Germany, the German team, the Italian team, the Finnish team,
Italy, France,
Denmark, all that. Yeah. So I'm competing against those guys. So it made my job easier, because then you're also competing for a spot on the national team.
Wait, so and I'm going to get blasted for this, but what about Brexit?
What's Brexit?
Yeah.
That was Britain's exit from the European Union.
But that's just the European Union. Like the Olympic rings.
That's not the Olympic. Okay.
Probably should have gone to school.
I don't know. It's a fair question, right?
Nah. The Olympic rings.
I mean, would I get made fun of for asking that in school?
The Olympic rings are the 5 Olympic rings represent 5 regions of the globe, and the skaters or the Olympians, the athletes from the games, have to have
those rules are set in stone.
Yeah,
that's just, okay.
since a million years ago when the Olympics started. I think a million years.
A million years ago. I think a million years ago there was the caveat too that vert skating could be a discipline.
Does the Brexit have anything to do with the Boston Tea Party?
No.
All right. I'm probably going to sit it
Brexit
out
is more of a modern thing.
What? Wait, that was... Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boston Tea Party was like in the 1800s or something?
Long time ago. Yeah.
Right.
My wife did the best dad joke.
Are you from
Somebody's
Boston?
asking, yeah. So somebody
I knew
was
that.
like,
See that? A little bit of history for
do
you.
Do you spell Britain with one T or two T's? And
Two.
And my wife was like, no, the other T went into the Boston Harbor. It's pretty good, huh?
We could cut that out, right?
Or no, I saw one was something about being canceled. Because is it 2 L's or 1 L? I go, well, that's because we gave you that L.
Yeah.
In 1776.
Oh my God, dude. Can I leave?
Yes. Thank you.
Does
There's
it
your
hurt-
historical
now
dad
that,
jokes.
Now that you're a paid stand-up comedian, does it hurt more?
I've
when
got
you hear
grandpa
dad
jokes. That's my grandpa joke. 1776.
Oh, that is a whole pass. I just realized, Granddad.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's right.
But don't do that again.
Different level. That's my
And to
first
answer your
granddad
question,
joke.
Andy, yes.
It
As
hurts
a
more.
professional comedian, this is embarrassing to be on the couch with you idiots.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so I talked to Carl Harris, I talked to Lizzie, I talked to Amelia, and they were all like super supportive. Yeah, like you're British, go get your British passport and go out for the British national team, and they'll support your travel. You know, they'll pay for your way to go to these events. And I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, "Am I crazy to think that like this could, you know, I'd have a shot at it?" And she was like, "You're crazy not to, because like." Even if you don't qualify, it's going to be super fun experience traveling around to go on all these, you know, events and just like learning this side of skateboarding that I had really up to that point no clue about.
You mean skating 8-foot quarter pipes?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, had to.
What a dick.
So I all through the mail. I never talked to anybody in the UK about getting my British passport. I just like. All online, all through the mail. One part of it had my dad's birth certificate had to be through the British mail because I got his original birth certificate and it said like the wet nurse that delivered him and it was written in like calligraphy and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I had to get my dad's birth certificate, my mom's, their marriage certificate, and then I applied for my passport, got it, and just before the British Nationals. In the meantime, I had talked to Skateboard Great Britain. And Darren Percy runs that organization at the time. He did pretty much the whole Tokyo cycle by himself, and he was still like building out that organization. So it was him and a few other people. And I talked to Darren, and I was like, "Hey, would you have me? You know, like if I'm British, and if I give you my British passport, can I come skate the British Nationals?" And he was like, "Yes, but just because you're a pro skateboarder that everybody knows in America or in vert skating." Doesn't mean you're going to get a spot on the team. You still have to you have to jump through all the hoops, you know? And that started with.
Would he have had the power to just have you bypass all that?
Maybe, but he would have had to answer for it.
Right.
You know, like
Okay.
and you know,
I think that was my question. It was
wouldn't have been,
in your initial conversation was someone saying, "Hey, you're going to take a spot from a
Right.
deserved,
A real English person?
British kid who
Right.
is
Yep.
you know coming up in park."
right. So that's why he was like, no, you'd have to, the first thing I'd do is submit video. I had to submit video showing that I could do flip grabs and 540s on ramps and bowls lower than 9 feet or like 9.5 feet and lower. And so I went to the Encinitas skate park and skated Bryce's old vert ramp and had to do a 540 on that.
Wait, you did a 5 at Poods?
No, not Poods. Bryce's old vert ramp.
Oh, okay.
On her mid-size vert
Yeah.
ramp. But the vert ramp
Still
is
painful.
it's small,
Painful.
but it was at least a flat wall or whatever. And then I went up to Vans Huntington Beach and did a 5 on that. And
On that vert ramp?
on that
Or in the bowl?
in the bowl, yeah, because one had to be at least one of them had to be in a bowl.
That thing's not 9 feet.
It's big, isn't it?
No, the not
Combi.
not
You're talking
not
about the flow
combi,
park.
The flow park, yeah.
Oh my
To this day I haven't skated combi up there. Just the flow park, yeah. It's like 9 feet high.
That wall is.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
9
not
feet
even
like
okay.
fade away. Yeah, it's
Have you
just
skated
like,
that? Vans HB?
I've been there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know the flow bowl in the back.
I don't even think I looked at that.
It's got a big bank wall. It's got 2 round. I don't even know where you could do it.
Yeah,
there.
like these guys wouldn't even call that a bank because there's transition. I always call it a bank, and they're like, "It's not a bank. It's got transition." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like 15-foot transition. It might as well be a bank. It's like a driveway."
Oh, okay.
But these guys can do 540s on that. They do nose grab 540s on it. You know, so it's just like I'm coming from the vert world where like if it's a bank, you just do an ollie on it. Like
Yeah.
you do, and these guys are like, "No, you can kickflip into that." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, you can't."